Okay, so we're starting to learn Shearim b'Tefillah, a fascinating and incredible sefer written by Rav Shimshon Pincus Zatzal. And we begin over here. This is in the sefer Shearim b'Tefillah, the Hebrew edition. If you're looking at your screen, you'll see in front of you. And we begin with a ha'ara, which is a note to the reader, in which he begins and reads, that which we're learning is dealing with matters of Musar, Agada, and there's many different topics that we're going to deal with. Short, simple topics. If you want to actually gain from that which we're learning, which of course that's what we want to do, or else it would be a complete waste of time. Even wasting 5 minutes would be silly. Don't learn too much. So if anyone was wondering why we're only learning 5 minutes, so in the Akdama, Rav Shimshon Pincus himself tells you, don't learn too much. The whole point here is to learn a little bit at a time. Ela ma'at b'chol pam. A little bit. V'alzeh v'hadayim olei nemar, says the pasuk in Mishlei, Shleim HaMelech, the wisest of all men, Ochol Dvash Harbois Lo Yitoif. If you eat too much honey, it's not good. Listen, I'm a sugar guy, as you all know, but apparently too much isn't a good thing. That's what my current root canal or two is telling me as well. Because on one hand, it's easy to learn a lot. It's so easy, you just reads and reads and reads. Shenyanim kalim, they're easy topics. And you could quickly and easily read through them. Avol, if you read too much, it's going to seem like you're learning the same thing again and again. You're not going to actually recognize and realize the fine nuances of difference. That's the whole purpose of this kuntris, of this sefer. Lahadgish, to impress, to hone in on the detail. Everything is davening. As we mentioned, we sit in front of our Sidurim so many times. It's all tefillah. There's many different words. They all seem to be the same thing. When you learn a little bit every day of the Sefer, you'll learn that there's different types of tefillah, different types of prayers. And then you could add on to it, that you can hear a little bit, and then it'll add on to yourself. So before we even begin the Sefer, Rav Shimshon Pincus tells us a little hara, a little note, that be careful, don't get caught up. And the truth is, if you get the English version, which Amir Hashem, we have a great deal, we'll be posting, we have 50% off, partially sponsored, partially by Feldheim, that you'll see that in the English it just flows, it reads. We'll give a share in 5 minutes and you can read through a page or two in 60 seconds. So sometimes you'll say to yourself, I want to learn more. Let me go further. Let me go for another page. And you'll go through 10 pages. Says Rav Shimshon Pincus, don't do that. Don't get caught up. If you get caught up, what's going to happen is you're going to not understand the fine nuances of difference throughout tefillah. So that's really where we're going to end. But we have another minute 20. So we're going to begin the Hakdama. We're going to begin the Hakdama, and I'm still not sure if we're going to read every word or if I'm going to, or if I'm just going to summarize. As you see, my mouth is a little bit slower than my words right now. I apologize. Rabari will have to talk about this. But either way, let's begin the Hakdama for 60 seconds, in which he tells us, I'm probably going to actually look at the words and just explain them in English. As he's going to tell us that the main purpose of this sefer is not to inspire, which right now everyone says, if the purpose is not to inspire, why are we here? But he says rather, and its purpose is not to give you ways of having kavanah, but rather the purpose is to show you that there's different types of tefillah and how they're different one from the other. And this whole sefer comes from the Chazal in Veschanan that tells us there's 10 different types of tefillah. And he says, just like we know when it comes to Shas, when it comes to Torah, there's many different types of sugyas and misechtais. And if you want to become a Talmud Chacham, you can't just spend your whole life and learn one sugya. Rather, you have to go and you'll have to learn through all of Torah, all of Shas. Then you're able to understand things. So too when it comes to tefillah. We're going to stop over here. B'siyat Shemaya will try to do a little bit each and every day.